Hi there, this is Jebb Adams, and welcome back if you're returning. Welcome first time if this is your first time here, and I hope you do come back. And I especially want to thank viewers. A really special thank you to subscribers. Your support goes to help these beautiful machines, these wonderful machines. What I have here today is the needle thread tension device out right that comes out of here. We discussed the other day about let me raise this just a little so we can keep things. We discussed the other day that this is where the set screw is to release the tension device from here. And actually, part of my job today is to oil and clean this machine, whether I film it or not. Some of it will be, but I'm just going to throw some oil on there while I'm here right now. I'll put some down there too, just for the fun of it. These are oil holes. These right here, these are all oil holes. All ports, oil ports. So anyway, so what we have here is, we were looking at this last time or a couple of times ago, and I'm not familiar with these wonderful machines, these wonderful little machines. So we're going to take it apart right now, and I have a little screwdriver here. Well, first of all, let me see. I don't see a set screw on this thing anywhere. So, yeah. So, I think I am going to have to check this out because I'm so nosy. It's curiosity. And, oopsie daisy, that's a little tight. A little snug it be. Did we get it? I don't think we got it yet. There, that did it. So I'm holding on to everything as I take this set screw out, and I don't think it's going to be a case of springs jumping out everywhere, but it's still in there a little snug, like I can't finger turn it. Of course I am wearing gloves. There, it fell out. So for now, well, I'm just going to leave it right there for now. And you know what that does? That allows this whole device, which has there's some gunk in there. I think there's enough moisture to call it gunk, but it's definitely turning into varnish, and there is some varnish as well. So we've got the worst of all worlds here, and what a wonderful, I think that's better aimed there. What a wonderful control. That's cool. That spring, that check spring, is free. It's not encompassing, it's not enveloping the discs like the check spring does on the 400 series and the... So I'm trying to pull these discs off, and they don't want to come off. What we can see is that, of course, the pin is there, and so I think if we maybe push it in and turn it, will it undo? It is rotating. I'm trying to get the discs off by pushing in the number dial onto the indicator dial. but I don't think that's going to do it. I've also pushed the number dial into the indicator dial. You know what? It is unthreading. It is unscrewing. There, I got it off. Cool. So we'll put that there. How'd you guys get up so high there? And then off comes the indicator dial. No, that's the number. That's the dial, because it's a number dial. So they call that the number or the dial. And then we have the stop washer. And even though there are 3 discs, this stop washer has to be put in one way. Has to be put in with that little tab facing out. Good, I'm recording this, eh? There's the beehive spring. The needle thread tension device spring. And here is the indicator dial, quite often called the plus minus indicator. There are our 3 little grimy, grubby, whoopsie daisy discs. And the reason that this makes sense is because these discs aren't all flat. 2 of them face in, and they're in position now, and then the middle one is flush and flat on both sides. See what I mean? And then this one. So you don't want to have it like that, because the thread will break. It'll never go to the right place. It'll never stitch. And so that's a good visual reminder of how that needs to be. And then of course we have our friend, the needle thread tension stud. So that's there. And then we have the pin. And the pin, it would sit like that in the sewing machine, because it would go in there like that, and then this flattened tip, that's the part that hits right there, and you can see that it's, you know, the mark is excoriated or whatever there, you know, and so that's pretty cool. So certainly unique, certainly a little bit different. So I wanted to share that with you right off the bat. I'm going to continue to do some more and do some more filming. In particular, this has to be, well, these are, you know what, while we're here, let's get these guys. I've got crud cutter and soap and clean water. So why don't we really have some fun here? Hey? You guys up for this? I am. And move some of the tools. We got it apart now. So I still need my pointer so I can yak and blah, blah, blah. Time for a sip of coffee. Have you got a coffee or a beer or something, or wine? Maybe, you know, some of the little ladies are having a little sip of wine. At the machine, I'll never tell. And I don't drink. It's just because of the antidepressants. It really messes them up. Anyway, back to reality. So I've got 100% crud cutter here. I've got liquid detergent in there. I've got that big kind of rusted paintbrush there. I don't know what that's doing there, but we'll get that out of the picture right away. We don't need that there. So here's a container, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now there's enough of a little puddle in there to get those lads and lassies started with the crud cutter degreaser. I'm not going to put that in there. I'm just going to wash that and that. They'll go separately in soap and water, or water and everything else, like the 3 discs. They'll go in the crud cutter. the stud, crud cutter, the release pin, crud cutter, the set screw. I'm going to put it in the crud cutter. I'm going to know it's in there. And this appears to be one piece. I'm trying to look at the threads inside there, and I don't see anything else. There's a little nib sticking out, the little nib sticking out that makes the number indicator work. Here's the, I don't even know what they call this housing. You know, it was right up, but it's messy. So it's going in the crud cutter. The spring, crud cutter. The other spring, beehive spring, crud cutter. And then these two guys, or gals, or whatever it is, they's going in the soapy water. So I'll put them in there for now, won't I? Because they need to be in there anyway. And I need a brush, of which I have a number, right handy like. Are you guys having fun? Are you enjoying this? Are you all subscribed? And subscribing helps the machines, you know. And I'm self-funded. I do this out of this is good therapy for me. Anyway, so I've got an assortment of brushes just to, all I need is a brush like that to wash, you know, to soak these guys in the soap. And so we'll let them sit there in the soap. Everybody's happy there. These guys, I've got a wider little brush, and I'm going to stir them around a little. And what I'm doing here is I'm making sure that these pieces get entirely covered in crud cutter. So I'll take some more. Now, I don't know if safe is kind of an all-encompassing word, but crud cutter it's not synthetic, it's very organic, and there's no hazard or poison control stuff on it. They say if you swallow some, call your doctor's office and make an appointment. So that's pretty cool, I guess. Not to be paranoid or anything, maybe I'll make the doctor's appointment from the emergency room at the local hospital, though. No, I'm kidding. So anyway, I'm having a scrub with the crud cutter to get in, and anybody, if you guys are already into restoring, you know that you live with cupboards full of cotton swabs and toothbrushes and steel brushes and all the rest of it. But you know, there's a satisfaction in bringing these things back to being better than they are, you know. And isn't that kind of what we like to do as humanoids, you know, or whatever we are. So, but that's gonna, and you know, sometimes it's not just a matter of throw it in the crud cutter, throw it in the soapy water, in the soap or the soapy water, and then rinse it off and blow dry it and oil it. Sometimes they do have to be cleaned, specifically, individually, maybe twice or 3 times, you know. Oh my goodness, I dropped it. It's all right. So that's what I'm going to do with those guys. And where's that big guy? I'm going to get him or it, because it's not gender. These are machines, not humans. And I am going to get some soap on it. As much as I can. And then I'm going to throw it in the water. Those guys there. I'm just, you know what, I'll give them a little wipe, but why not? I mean, since they're there, throw them in the water.